All right, let's begin with strategy number one. Provide comprehensive technical training for all new hires. So why is this important? Technical training establishes a foundational understanding to build on. Employees that have a foundational understanding will be set up for better success in learning and applying more advanced level usage of the software. It also helps them to go beyond the tactical and focus on the strategic. When someone is freed up like this, you create opportunities for innovation to happen. So how do you make this happen? You have to identify the core productivity applications that are key for operational success in your organization, and then create interactive workshops to introduce each one. Do you know what your core productivity applications are? If not, you should. All right, this is our first story share. I want to share with you now what we do here at Whidbey. At Whidbey, we provide all new hires with 3 to 5 hours of IT training on our core productivity applications. And you can see here in this screenshot, what we consider our 3 core productivity applications are the G Suite, Veracross, and Box. That being said, we also introduced the peripheral applications that support operations of the school. I implemented every one of the software solutions you see on this slide, so I have a vested interest in making sure they're being used to the fullest.
And if you're shifting your seat right now and a little bit uncomfortable when Tim asks a question, how much do you spend every year on software? I would recommend this is a great place to start. If you're in the business office, you're the CFO, your tech director should have this chart. If you're a tech director and you don't have this chart, you should start here. It's a really valuable exercise, not only because it gets things on paper, but then you can also start the exercise of, do we actually need each one of these? What is this actually doing? Is this essential to business operations?
Yeah, and that's great. And just to add on to what Keith is saying there, a tech director should be able to tell you what each one of these software solutions does for the school and how much they're being used. All right, some tips for strategy number one. First, the workshops should be designed to provide hands-on training as well as comprehension checks, so they really mimic how the teaching and learning happens in the classrooms. Be sure to leverage training materials from the software vendor to supplement your training materials and/or extend the learning. Examples of this are Box University and Veracross University. Invite existing employees who need a refresher to new hire training sessions. It definitely makes them more livelier, and you'll hear a lot of feedback from the existing employees like, oh, that makes sense, now I get it, after hearing the same thing 2 or 3 years later again. Develop multiple versions for employees with different roles. So to give you an example, with our Veracross, the Veracross part of our training for new hires, we have a presentation designed for faculty and we have a presentation designed for administrators. We don't use one presentation for both because their functional roles are very different in the organization. Create opportunities for applying the learning. I think everyone understands as educators that we learn best when we have opportunities to actually apply what we're learning, that it's not just a sage on the stage situation where you're hearing information but never actually getting an opportunity to apply what you've just heard. All right, so here's a review for strategy number one. Provide comprehensive technical training for all new hires. The why is because it provides a solid foundation for future growth. And the how is to create interactive workshops for your core productivity applications that are key for operational success.
And with regards to the point about leveraging resources from your vendor, that should be a part of your evaluation. If you're looking at a new software solution, ask the question directly, what training do you have for new users, for new employees? They should have a whole host of resources for ongoing questions and ongoing workflows. But ask the question specifically, if someone's new to your software, what resources can you provide them? And if they don't have a good answer to it, it might be that there's another solution that might make more sense for your school.
All right, here's that number again. So keep in mind, if you're spending $124,000 each year on software, then you better be sure that people know how to use it. The baseline is knowing how to use it. The sweet spot is using it so well that you create efficiencies in the organization.